All right. Welcome to my channel, everybody. It's your girl, B. Octavia, and I am back with another video. Today, we will be talking about Diddy. And I really had to get my thoughts together when it came to this because above anybody that was shocked, I know he probably seen it coming, but he was still shocked. It's fair to say I was shocked by this arrest, but Sean Diddy Combs was arrested September 16th, just a week or so ago. And he also was arraigned in federal court Tuesday, September 17th. And he was charged with sex trafficking by force, which holds a minimum of 15 years in prison, transportation to engage in prostitution, which holds a max of 10 years in prison, and racketeering conspiracy, which can lead to life in prison for many people. He allegedly had a pink powder, believed to be ecstasy, in his hotel room at the time of his arrest. Federal prosecutors claim Mr. Combs abused, threatened, and coerced women and others around him to fulfill his sexual desires, protect his reputation, as well as conceal his conduct from 2008, allegedly, to now. This indictment accuses Diddy of inducing both male and female sex workers into a drugged up state, then making the workers perform sex acts on each other for hours upon hours. Some sessions allegedly lasted for days. It also lays out the brutal attack on Cassie that was released from hotel surveillance. And only now, during his arraignment, is Diddy's lawyer explaining his defense when it comes to what was seen on the hotel surveillance. Diddy's lawyer stated that his client attacked his then girlfriend because she hit Diddy in the head with her phone. Diddy claims that Cassie hitting him with her cell phone happened in the hotel room, and from what we seen was directly after she attacked him. He also claims that the whole altercation happened because he found out that Cassie was cheating on him with her now husband, Alex Fine, and mind you, he is in fact fine. So it was revealed, allegedly, according to Diddy, that Cassie was cheating on him for years with her now husband, Alex Fine. The lawyer goes on to say, before Cassie filed her lawsuit, her lawyer reached out to Diddy and they attempted to extort Mr. Combs over a book deal. Sean Diddy Combs alleges to having recordings of the phone call that he had with Cassie's lawyer, which clearly, according to Diddy, lays out the extortion and blackmail in a conversation that Cassie allegedly wrote a book, but that he, Sean Diddy Combs, could buy the rights of the book for $30 million. Shortly after their conversation is when Cassie's lawsuit was filed and hit the news. Now, I already told y'all how I feel about Cassie filing the lawsuit. Good for her, but the way that she folded so fast and just accepted the money when she could be a very credible person to testify in court. This particular defense, in my opinion, will not hold weight as far as Diddy is concerned, because he already accepted responsibility for his actions in that video, never saying any type of defense that he had. My thing is, if he was going to end up claiming self-defense or that it was a mutual combat situation, that's what he should have said in that video that he posted online. Why settle some of the lawsuits, but one of the biggest lawsuits wasn't even Cassie's? There was $100 million lawsuit made by an inmate recently that a judge actually awarded a default judgment to this man because Diddy didn't respond at all. He accuses the music mogul of sexually assaulting him at a party in 1997. He is currently in prison in Detroit. And the reason why the judge ended up awarding a default judgment is because Sean Diddy Combs failed to contest to the allegations of this lawsuit, meaning a failure to simply respond. What I didn't understand about this particular lawsuit and how Diddy handled it and simply let the process go about without his involvement at all was baffling, actually. With all of the lawsuits, even ones like that was made yesterday type shit. Especially because certain things in this man's lawsuit aligned with things that Cassie said in her lawsuit. I'm not saying that you have to settle this specific one, but it was the biggest one. So Diddy then got arrested and he fought that particular lawsuit after getting arrested. He fought it from his prison cell. A day into his imprisonment, a judge overturned the default judgment. Diddy's lawyer convinced the judge to dismiss the judgment on the grounds that Derek Smith, the person who made this lawsuit, failed to prove he effectively served the lawsuit in accordance with Michigan law. And never in my life, speaking on the first and second bail hearings for Diddy, never in my life have I seen somebody have two bail hearings back to back. That's what that money do, okay? His lawyer was able to get a second bail hearing and both of them were denied. The judge said firmly that he is going to stay in prison until his trial. And a lot of people think it might be a speedy trial as far as it happening fast. Like they may be able to make this happen by January maybe. But I think that a lot of people are confused. Like he does have a hearing or like court proceedings coming up in October, but he is not going to be released in October. So on Tuesday there was a bail hearing, and on that next day there was a second bail hearing, and all of his boys were in attendance. And I pray that a lot of people won't hold it against them to support their father. Their father has always supported them in whatever they wanted to do. So just reciprocating that, like that's parent and child. You cannot hold it against them to support their father. And I wish the press stopped asking them questions. Like, I just feel like that's too far. I also want people to know that they are not their father. Like, they are not their father in a way where all that he has done should fall on them. All of his character traits were passed down to them. I don't think so. You know, people seem to forget with, I guess it's how big of life or whatever that Diddy is, that he was the end all be all. They definitely had a mom. Rest in peace to Kim Porter. And on my second channel, I will be laying into I'll Be Sure's ass. So make sure that y'all going over there and stay tuned, because that's exactly what I'm going to do. My hope for the kids is that this situation, regardless of how it turned out, that it forms them into being better human beings. I hope that for the boys, it forms them into being better men than their father, better husbands. And for Diddy's daughters, I truly hope they grow into young women who will never tolerate to be involved in something like this. I hope that they never accept to be treated less than human. And I pray that they have dignity, respect, self-respect for themselves, to never accept all these lavish things for being abused, being talked down on, and even more vile things that we ain't seen. Because prior to Kim Porter's death, she did not speak on anything. Diddy's twins are with Kim Porter's longtime friend, out the way and most importantly out of the public eye. Even though I don't feel sorry for Diddy himself, I do feel sorry for the girls. I do feel sorry for all his kids, really. The youngest ones really do have my heart though, because I just can't even imagine, you know. A lot of people in this time are deflecting and saying it's a lot of men in jail that miss their kids. Yeah, well, the thing about it is, how many of those guys were actually active parents prior to them getting locked up? One thing we can't lie about is the fact that Diddy wasn't always active, being so involved in raising his children. Playing devil's advocate with that, I can't imagine what his kids have seen and have heard, have been a fly on the wall to, of what their father did. And it's stuff that they'll never speak on because of the love and the support that they're trying to give now. I just can't imagine what they've seen and been privy to and heard come out their father's mouth. Because a person like him, they can hide it to the public eye, but it does start to spill. Like, once there's no cameras and all of these things, it does start to spill out. You start to see who your father really is. To everybody, it's like, oh, you guys have a beautiful family. In the background, and, you know, when nobody else is around, it's totally different.